What's the real
because they're struggling to accept responsibility.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But you see, once you accept it, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Push you up for a second, but guess what? Just like everything you've been through, you get over it. But the best thing about getting over holding responsibility, you don't have to hold no more because now you're taking responsibility.
Yes, so we're back with A4NB, always forward, never backwards. With myself, Daz. Some people know me as the government, which is Darren. Government name, which is Darren Taylor. I don't use that. It's Daz 2Zs. Also got Rick's over there. So you're not gonna say that?
Oh, did you want me to?
Yeah.
Ricky, the link.
See, I would have said the link. I would have said Ricky Jackson.
The link, not it?
Yeah, no, you are. Yeah, you're the link. You're the link. Yeah. So yeah, we're back again for our next episode. This episode's focused around a father and his son, and obviously throughout the next 45 minutes you'll understand why it's important. It's an important kind of story to go off for the city and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna crack on with Gary, also known as Jibo, and his son Derrel, who's also known as Debo. So yeah, we're gonna pattern up now, and obviously yeah, we're just gonna get straight into it, man. No long thing. So yeah, first off, we're gonna fire straight over to Jibo, and I just want him to give a bit of insight into his life up to the point of now, from childhood, and we just go from there really.
Okay, so from childhood, my childhood was dysfunctional, like probably a lot of people's, and obviously by the time I'm a teenager, I've already been through quite a lot. I've already been through quite a lot. So I used to live in Wolverhampton. I was born in Wolverhampton. Then I moved to London when I was 6. And then when I went to London, I was with my mum. Didn't have no family members up there. So basically, I kind of got pulled to the street really quickly, looking for, alternative people to be like family. So I was in London till I was 14. By that time, I'm involved in all kinds of stuff, petty crime, shoplifting, robberies, whatever. I didn't really deal with drugs or nothing like that at that age. It was just like petty crime, like what you would do just in the neighbourhood. But then it got too much for me when I was in London, so I came back to Wolverhampton because I basically didn't like being up there. I was alone a lot. So I come back to Wolverhampton. When I come to Wolverhampton, I was ahead of the people in Wolverhampton.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, which makes sense.
At that stage, Wolverhampton was a town still. It wasn't a city then. So I was ahead of everybody. So when I came, I had a London accent.
Talk. Now don't keep talking. You don't have to look at the camera.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Talk to guys. Yeah.
So basically, when I came to Wolverhampton, I was ahead of everybody else, kind of thing. That's how I felt anyway, because it was a town mentality here. So when I came now, through like meeting people, I had a London accent, so I always knew people was gravitating to me, kind of thing. And then we developed a crew called the TDC, the Diffusion Crew. So at that time, yeah, it just started like, it wasn't area coded. It was like everybody used to go to youth clubs, so we all used to kind of interlink with one another, and it isn't like how it is now. So then, but as time went by, certain places became a bit dominant, like Heath Town. When they used to go to places, they kind of dominated everywhere. So then other people started to react to that after a bit. So then Marines came with their kind of, their being their kind of social group to try and protect one another. It's basically vulnerability in it. So it pushes people together. But then Diffusion Crew wasn't like that. Diffusion Crew was everybody. Whoever wanted to be part of Diffusion Crew could be part of it. And at that time, you had like Lady Mafia and dance girl groups. God. So there was like the Heath Town Girls, there was Lady Mafia Eastfield, Pendiford, they were like singers and all these different things, yeah. So we used to go to all these different like events at places, and it's talent shows, over like at the Civic Centre.
Yeah.
There used to be all those kind of things, innit? But like now I'd say this is where the jealousy started to kick in, like obviously because we're coming to that age group where you've got the girl groups, you've got the boys, different girls fancy different boys fancy different girls. So now I think all this kind of like status thing started to like kick in now.
At what age was this now?
This is like 15.
Yeah.
So like for me, 15. So we're talking 1995, 96, something like that. 1995, 96, something like that. So then there was to go to every area at that stage had youth clubs. So you had them in Eastfield, you had them in Pennyford, you had them in town, you had them in Marines, you had them everywhere, Heath Town, and we all used to be able to go to all of them for a good while. So we all kind of knew each other, and I think a lot of black people in Wolverhampton, they grew up in the churches, like their families come from Jamaica roughly the same time. So even though you might not get along with people, you knew their family, you knew their their people, and so when we did start to fight with each other and whatever it is, as it did start to happen, it was like levels of, you wouldn't go too far because your mom's gonna cuss you about doing something to her friend's kid or something like that. You get what I'm saying? But we was young, so you just get into stuff like that. Then basically I went to prison at 15 for Section 18, attempted murder, violent disorder, all these kind of different charges. So I was only 15. That's the first time I went to prison.
How long did you get?
I didn't get convicted.
Okay.
So I went on remand. I was there for just about 2 months.
Okay.
But remember, I'm young then. And at that stage, there's like 8 of us that have gone to Brinsford. And at that time, Brinsford, like, you're getting terrorised if you're from Wolverhampton. If you go to Brinsford, like full of Birmingham man was in there. They used to just bully man, you know what I'm saying? But obviously when we went there, when there was a group together, so we said, standard, we're not having this. So through that now, we bonded again basically by being in there, the ones that got locked up. But then we bust the case, all of us got off that case. But then when you come out, that's give us a different type of kudos, especially someone like me. Because I'm young, come from London, gone to prison. It's like that role, innit? That role now, what we're all seeing now. I was stepping that without knowing really, it's just happening. Then when I come out of prison, I got a flat. I'm only 16 or just coming to 16. So I'm one of the only people at that age group who has a flat. So that becomes the place in it where everyone congregates, everyone goes there. He's in Villiers' house, he's in Blake and all, you get me? Flat, got trash, all them kind of things, you get me? But again, at that time, we're all now breaking off into everybody's different type of social group. This is when the area codes are slightly starting to build now, because when someone's set a group come from one area, went to another youth club and then beat up someone in there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And so then people say, oh no. So then this is when the separation thing starts. So then like, I'd say I've got up to there. So then I kept going to prison. By the time I'm 15, got to 19, I've gone to prison 5 times. So I've gone for prison for violence and drugs. But I kept getting away with it basically, so I thought I was clever. That's the reality of it. I thought I was smart. Then when I was 19, I had Derrel. And like, when I had Derrel, I used to always believe, before I had a kid, that when I have a kid, I'm going to be a good dad. You know, like, because my dad's shit. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to be a good dad. And like, so when he was born, I was trying to like behave myself. I was very active with him. I was always there, spending time with him and stuff. But I just couldn't let go of what I'd already built for myself. I didn't understand that them times, I'm trying to say. So
I was going to ask you that. So you didn't understand that then, but obviously you understand that now.
So I'm talking
we'll come to that.
So sometimes when I'm speaking, I have to make it reflective. I'm talking. At the time I don't know. I'm Jibo. By this stage, I'm Jibo. People look up to me, and for all kinds of different things. I've always been a person who talks to people, helps them with different kind of personal problems, because I've had so many myself. So I kind of understand. So by the time I got to that age, I had Derrel. I always wanted to be a good dad. So I used to spend time in taking places, do what I could do. But then by the time he was 7 months old, I got locked up for Section 18, and then I got 6 years. So this is the first time I'd got a big sentence. So when I'd gone to prison for 6 years, throughout that time in prison, you go through different stages. When you first go to prison, you act up. Fuck all this shit, this is normal, this is standard. Go to jail, innit? Then you play the role in jail as well. So, because you got to, because if you don't, mad things can happen to you in there. So for me, I was on my 3-year sentence, and at the time a 6-year sentence was a high sentence for our age group, for us at them getting them kind of big sentences. Well, I'm not gonna lie, when I was in prison, still wrapped up in road stuff, and I kept hearing all this stuff that was happening outside, like everybody's gone with their guns, with this and that, and it's changed. You know, people who used to be, as far as I was concerned, those standard people have now gone to man who was supposed to be bad man, gunned and took their stuff, whatever it is. So I had a bad mindset at that stage. Like looking back now, all I was thinking is, fuck that. Man can't do that to me when I get out. And that's what I kind of built.
Did you feel that you had in a mindset? Because I've obviously not mentioning the person's name, I can relate to somebody who's your age group. Did you feel that those people who were once not at a level, who are now at a level, did it kind of make you think, yo, when you're out, these men need to be terrorised because?
Nah, I never had that mentality. I'm a vigilante type of mentality. So with me, I've got this thing where if you think you're bad, then I tend to want to see how bad you are. Because I kind of don't believe that I've got bad morals. I might have done things that people think was bad, but in my mind I thought I was right for doing it, and I don't think people are walking around saying, nah, G-Bo was fucking when he did this or that. I reacted to other people, no matter what I've ever done. I've only ever reacted to other people, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is why I think it's been easy for me to leave road so easily for me. But anyway, so my mentality was more this. When I was young, I felt vulnerable. You know what I'm trying to say? Because the circumstances I was in my home life, I'm talking, I was vulnerable. I was born into circumstances I've got no control over. So as I became a teenager, I started to take control over my circumstances.
So quickly, just what would them circumstances? Just key point, just bullet point some of those them situations, like the circumstances from what he's born into. Yeah. Just,
okay, so my mum, alcoholic, dad, drug addict. So this is the life I was born into. Okay. So with alcohol comes and drug addicts comes prostitution.
Yeah.
And I'm exposed to everything. From as far as I can remember. Okay. So from my childhood, I'm born into all of this, as far as I'm concerned, fuckery. But to me, it's normal. This is why I'm ahead mentally when I'm a teenager than everybody else. Because
you have no choice but to be
choice. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are like me. They don't talk about it. You see, they won't admit what they're being through because they feel like it's a vulnerability, which it is if you let it hold you. But I let go of all of mine. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So what it is now, when I was young, I was vulnerable. Could get beatings. You know what I'm trying to say? And all them things I can't defend against your mom or whoever it is. So as I got older, I could defend against who I want to. So I developed this thing that it's a protection thing around me to make sure that I'm in control of any of these situations. So the more people will step up what they do, I would have stepped up what I did. Because I ain't never gonna let no one make me feel vulnerable. Because my problems wasn't to do with anyone. It was all internal to myself, you get what I'm trying to say? When I'm on reflection. You know what I'm trying to say? So when I got locked back up now, so I've got that big sentence that I've got. My mindset's wrong because I'm living in fear basically. I'm thinking when I come out, this man could do this to me and do that to me. So I basically just come out and gone along with what's going on. Basically, like I didn't have any alternative plan. I was out for 2 years and 4 months, which is the longest I've been out at that point. And during that time, I started to like basically understand what it is to be a dad again, because I'm out now. When I was in prison, I didn't understand what it is to be a dad. I wanted to be a good dad. So I don't know what it is to be a good dad.
Sorry, so when you come out with that sentence, that 2.5 years, how old was...
Derrel was 3.5 when I came out. So that 3 years I spent in prison, 3.5 when I came out. And when I came out, it was just like how you can imagine, like my kid, I'm always with him, I have to pick him up from school, take him everywhere, do everything. If I take off my top, he's taking off his top. So no matter what I was doing in life, Derrel was always with me. He would see my cousin, and if you see my cousin, he's with his mum. He's saying, yo, he's going to my dad, I'm going with him. And he would always just come to me. So we had a really strong bond, but I also had a strong bond with the road. And I didn't understand that these two conflict. I don't know this. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm unaware of this. I was trying to like find different ways to break out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd give money to this person to try and like set up this for me. And that I'm trying to get someone else to get me out of this thing. Because I personally don't know how to. I don't know a comparison. I didn't have any idols. No one to look at and see what they've done or how they. I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So then. Cut the story short, I then got caught up in something again, basically shooting events that happened in town. You know, the details are there to be seen. But
What year was this?
In 2006. So I got in 2004 from that 6-year sentence. And in 2006, I then got locked up for possession of firearm, intent to danger life, section 18, violent disorder, and forbidden firearms. So the incident happened in town. I got IPP for that. So people who don't know what IPP is, it's a life sentence basically. It's for indeterminate sentence for public protection. So I got 14 years. You have to do 7 minimum to even try to get released, but you don't have a release date. You never know.
99 years or something, isn't it?
99 years, yeah. You don't know when you're getting out.
And you're on lifetime license now, is it?
Yeah, it's not lifetime license now. But this is when things really altered for me then. Because when I first got my sentence, same like normal, I was like internet. I was the first person to ever be exposed on the internet. I was in the news of the world for being on MySpace, doing a cooking guide myself.
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? So I was still being the same as I've always been. But then after that happened, I got sent to Parkhurst, which is Isle of Wight. So basically I got sent on a boat to prison, on the boat, you know what I'm trying to say, yeah? And this was when things really changed for me. Because when I was down there, it was the first time that I hadn't seen my son. And I had a daughter as well. When I come out, I forgot to say that. When I come out, just before I got my IPP, my daughter was 3 months old. So I've gone to prison and she's 3 months old. But then when I went to Parkhurst, this was the first time I didn't get to see my kids every week. Like, when I was up here locally,
yeah, you could just,
fine. When I was down there, it became like less and less and less because of how much it would cost, you know what I'm trying to say? And then it started to hit me that I could get close to a DCAT. It was coming up for me at 4 years, I could have went for a DCAT. And then when I was in this prison, there's nothing but lifers in there.
So for those who don't know, a DCAT is for open
prison, yeah. So when you've done a certain amount of your time, you can apply to go to this open prison. So what happened was, I was in this prison in Parkhurst, and it's full of madmen, basically. Like, there's just loopy people there. And this particular guy, he's like one of them people from the TV, you know, like a proper jail one that they're just 21 stone, blood, yeah, he wakes up early in the morning, he's throwing all kinds of pretend shots at everything that's not even there. You look at him for too long, he wants to fight, yeah. So he's this guy, you get me, yeah, he's just nuts. So me and him kept getting into arguments, and my mind's telling me to do what I always do, like just attack it. But then there's another part of my head saying to me, but if you do that, you're not going to get your DCAT, you're not going to see your kids. And it was tormenting me. So I didn't react, he didn't touch me, he didn't do anything to me, but what he did at times, I would never have let that happen to me before. So every time I used to go to my cell and think about it, I had to reflect on myself and ask myself a real question. So am I real or am I not? And when I'm saying real or not, I mean, in the past I used to always say to myself, if a man does this and a man does that, I'm going to do this. There was no second guessing what I was going to do. I just did it because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. But then this person's done things that, had he done that in the past, I would have already did it. So now I'm not. So I'm questioning myself. But I'm questioning myself on, like, if I can do that for this, that means I can move forward and do that for many things. Because otherwise I'm not real. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The thing I used to tell myself for justification was because this is this. But I didn't justify that before. I justified it with something different, which I valued more. And then basically there was like some little things that used to happen that it didn't used to bother me as much as before, because I kept thinking.
How old are you now?
28.
Maturity's kicking in then?
Yeah, that's when it happened. I was 28 when that started, yeah. And I went for DCAT, didn't get it. So at that time I was still at Parkhurst, and it moved me to Featherstone. So I came up to Featherstone, and when I came up to Featherstone, I was back home, so I getting to see my kids more time. But my daughter, yeah. But my daughter, that's don't talk to me. She didn't talk to me until she was 5 years old, because she didn't know me. She used to come on a visit and she would say, nah, he's too big. So she just wouldn't speak to me. Really, like, broke my heart. You know, like, I love my kids. You know, like, really love them. And as a kid, I always said I was going to be a good dad. But by this time, my guilt clapped me. By the time I was 28, and I realised, because back to that point, when I started to look at myself and realise that I didn't react to that person, I started to ask myself about the other things I've reacted to. And it wasn't even as much as that. And I felt ashamed. raw, swear down, you know what happened to me for a while. My brain was mad. The guilt level and the shame is that I felt that I was asking myself stupid things like, you used to say you gotta do this because I gotta feed my son. Like just that phrase is such a lie. You know what I'm trying to say?
There's a justification for what you do.
And then when I realised how many justifications I've done, and also the situations I've placed myself in, I could not be here for some of the situations I placed myself in. I didn't care about my son then, I didn't care about no one, nothing but myself. And Lord, that messed me up. It messed me up for a bit, you get me? Because I didn't know I was like that. I thought, nah, I'm a good dad to do this because the Bible is giving that time.
And do you feel that because obviously you wasn't an alcoholic and you wasn't taking drugs,
Yeah.
you said, well, at least I'm not doing that, so that makes me, because of what you had to go through?
I didn't, it's like I didn't make the comparison, that I'm almost as bad as my own mom and dad, but in a different way. That's what I'm trying to say, because I'm saying, I'm in prison, 13 years I've spent in prison, from the age of 15. What could have happened to my kids in that time is, lucky it didn't, but so much has happened to other people's kids who were here.
Yeah. Do you
understand what I'm trying to say? So, to be who I am, core values, I wanted to be a good dad. When I tell myself and realised I wasn't, that shit was mad. And it took a long time to get over that. So when I actually did get out, I was full of guilt. My daughter didn't speak to me until she was 5, and the only reason why she spoke to me is because she came on a visit one time and her friend wanted to come with her. Like, she was curious of where she goes. And when her friends come, her friend was playing with me, like constantly playing with me. This got my daughter jealous. Like, she just was jealous. She's like, no. Then she's jumping on me, playing with me. She's never done this in her whole life, you get me? And then from that point, she's laughing and giggling, and it's like a defense mechanism went down.
Yeah.
Started to talk to me, you get me? And then about 4 weeks after that, I phoned home one day, and she called on the phone. She says, Dad, can I ask you something? She says, why haven't you been to my house for thousands of days?
Mad.
I was like, bro.
Mad.
I says, because I can't. She said, what do you mean you can't? She says, you got that big house here, we come there, yeah? I says, but you see the guards and the people that you see that let you in the keys? I said, they won't let me out. She's like, oh. So he says, you can't come here. She says, oh. And it's like I heard it in her.
So she
always thought
that
I just don't want to come there.
Yeah.
She was 6, that's 5, 6 then, yeah? It was madder than that. About 8 weeks, I don't have time, but a little bit after, I had another phone call with her. And she says, Dad, I says what? She says, I seen your cousin and he kept calling me Kashina, which is her mum's name. She says, he kept calling me Kashina. I kept telling him, my name's not Kashina, it's Shanae. She said, he kept doing it. She said, I got so angry, I was so mad. She said, but you know what I did? I just ignored him and I walked away. She says, that's what you should have done. When you was in town and those people got you angry, then you would have been here and you wouldn't have been gone for thousands of days.
Nah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Lord,
Yeah. That's
did
crazy.
to me, that was mad. Do you know what I mean? So then, now it's obviously I'm already understanding where I've gone wrong by that stage. So then when I've come out, Derrel's, I think 13 at that stage now. 13, yeah, and Sinead's 7. So when I've come out now, this is what I had to go through with them. The 2 of them believed I loved the other one.
Yeah.
Because Sinead didn't know where she fitted in my life, but she knew Derrel did. Because me and Derrel already had our relationship and bond before. So she was always being funny, thinking I was spending more time with Derrel. Derrel was also doing the same thing, but not really expressing it as much to me. But he's where was my dad? Because for all these years, his dad's been gone. Now his dad's out. He ain't seen him when he's supposed. So in his mind, he's being left out. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, I had to try and show them. So I had to show them each of his messages and what I'm saying to people to say, look, he thinks that, you think that. So if you both think that, how much time do I spend with you? I'd ask them the question, they would give it back. I say, how much time do you? I say, so how many days with a week? And I kind of break it down, you see, to explain that.
We was having this little conversation earlier.
But even with Derrel though, Derrel's always been forward in how he thinks. So I explained to him, there's going to be times where it would feel like I'm spending more time with Sinead. So I says, because I do. Because she doesn't know where she fits in all of this. You do, you get me? You know, me and you are like this, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, where she doesn't really know all that. And so that's how it kind of went for a while. But I was constantly having guilt issues for a long time over my kids, yeah. And I was only out for 6 months. Then I got recalled. Basically, the police just decided to stitch me up on a level. They just woke up one morning, decided to phone my insurance company and asked them if I've told them about my previous convictions. The insurance company said, "Oh, there's nothing written on here." So they come and arrested me. It's not even a traffic offence. It's a traffic offence.
That's a question I was going to ask. Remember when I put down remember I put down on the group chat?
Yeah.
The question I'm going to want to ask.
Yeah.
Linked to that. And I might as well just throw it in now.
Right.
With that, do you feel, because from the IBP situation, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the system was trying to hold you back?
100%. Let me tell you what happened. So when I was in prison, the last 2.5 years before I came out, I was a violence reduction rep in Featherstone. And basically this role, when I came to the prison, was only just got created yet. And every prisoner in the prison would say it's a snitch's job. Because obviously violence reduction means that you as man then are going to go and speak to my friend beef and try and like resolve it. They're saying who you're going to go and tell, what you're going to go and tell back. So they're saying all the people that was doing it were snitches, is what they're saying. But the kind of people that's got the job, they not man, they ain't proper. So therefore, man are going to say what they want to say about them.
Yeah.
So I kind of said to them, give me the job, because obviously it was beneficial for me. I said, give me the job. I said, because man cannot call me a snitch. Standard. And I said, not only that, so if I go and see 2 people and they had a beef and whatever, and I say to them, like, you know, can it resolve? And they say, yeah. And when I walk away, other people aren't going to say to them, oh, dickhead, don't listen to him. And coerce them to go and do it after, because of the respect. I'm saying everybody's cool, you get me? So I took over that role, and then basically what I used to do was this. There was an induction wing, where when you come from any other prison, you go into these induction wings first. So in the jail, you got Burgers, Raiders, Johnnies, Wolverhampton, but basically the beef is between mainly them, you understand what I'm trying to say, yeah? So because I'm kind of cool with all of them as well, and because I wasn't in a gang, I've never been in a gang other than when the woman who was young.
Yeah.
I ain't associated to any other people's stuff other than my own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, yeah? So I used to be able to go to the induction wing, see who's got beef, chat to them, and they'll tell me who it is. I go to the other person and I kind of blag it. I say, my man ain't really on it, you know. I say, he ain't really on it if you're not. But he's been running him, you know, saying he's been running, so just smash him. I'm saying, nah, if I just chat 2 minutes. And what I do, I go to the other one.
Say, yo, my man ain't really on it.
Yeah, he really on it. I say, he ain't really on it, you know. But then what I would do is, because we're friends and all that, like, we're cool. I'd say, remember, blood, I'm IPP, you know. So, if you're going to mash him up, don't make me think you're not going to mash him up, because then that way it looks like I've set it up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell no one what you're going to do. It's all the business. I'm just trying to see if we can resolve it. But I'm saying don't put me in that predicament. And there's been times when I say, now when I see him, I'm going to do something. So I just say to the one, I say, boy, you know, he's trying to not go very, or you know what time it is, and leave them to resolve it. Because I can't stop what's going to happen. But what I used to do is give people a way out. If most people want a way out, this is the truth, you know. I've been on this road doing this thing, then if people could give you a magic wand and say, yo, we'll all be over tomorrow, you'll take it.
100%. 100%.
That's the problem though, there's not a lot of opportunities, or a lot of people out there who have the information to say, look, this is the way out. And you as you said, when you was growing up, you had no elders showing you nothing, so you had nothing to look at apart from what you knew, and what you knew wasn't correct. So that's what you were doing now. So then the only way you learned was by your own experiences, and which I think is good, because then we can see how that worked with Derrel, because Derrel's seen bits of foolishness, but he hasn't seen nothing compared to the stuff that you was exposed to. And then does that have an impact on Derrel, which links into Derrel?
So obviously, going over to you, Derrel, kind of when you was growing up, like what can you remember in the sense of obviously the situations that your dad was in, and obviously the prison stuff and all that. Like, how did you don't have to? I'd like you to go into detail, but you don't have to go into that much detail. Like, how did that make you feel? Like, what can you remember growing up about the situation with your dad in there?
Alright, so basically what I can remember is, as my dad said, I only have good memories of back in the day of me and my dad. Like, literally, I only have good memories.
Sick.
I remember always wanting to be with my dad, always wanting to, you know, speak to my dad. And as he said, when he took his top off, I took my top off. Like, it was one of the ones. It was crazy, but so Yeah, so it was all good memories, but obviously most of the time, when he did go into prison and whatnot, like I did miss him a lot. But I always used to call him, and he used to always call me. So I felt like you know, because I'm not rolled or not like that, and I felt like that had an impact on how I turned out. He used to call me all the time, explaining that, you know, I didn't feel like he never loved me. I always known he loved me because he called me, he told me, and I saw him all the time when I used to go and visit him and whatnot.
Sick.
And then I was exposed to all that stuff early, and then I feel like it helped.
So you know, in regards to like obviously your dad's locked up and whatever, I need to touch base on this. It's important based on a conversation we've had on a previous podcast. You know, like your support system. Obviously, you're talking to your dad regular, which is sick because there's a lot of people that don't have that relationship once they go into prison. So that's definitely sick that you had it. But in regards to like your family support, like what support did you have out here, like in regards to family, friends, stuff like that? Just growing up, like you obviously your mum and stuff. How important was that growing up?
Yeah, that was important because so I've had my mum just there all my life. Like I've never not been with her. So me and my mum have always been close.
Yeah.
So that helped me as well. Like I always had at least one parent there, always like physically there. And the other one like speaking to me all the time.
It's very important because that's what I'm saying. Because some people can't, and they feel that because they can't be there in the physical, they can't do their role. But there's other ways of expressing and showing and teaching, and it doesn't have to be.
So are you saying that, you know, in regards to like, because obviously we had a conversation again on another podcast in regards to role models and stuff like that, positive role models. So are you saying, although your dad wasn't here physically, you was able to utilize your dad still as that male role model?
I had two role models, my dad and my granddad. My dad was my role model. I just wanted to be like him, like regardless of the prison, I still wanted to just be like him. Everything that he done, I wanted to be like that. And then I had my granddad as well speaking to me.
Okay, so, and what kind of conversation was your granddad? Like, what did your granddad do that was so? Because obviously I didn't really get a relationship with my granddad as such. You get me? So it's like I was trying to understand the input, because I hear people talk about their relationship with their granddads, and obviously I'm kind of like intrigued of what was that about, like what was so important about it that made you. Do you get me?
Yeah. So basically all these years back here, my granddad, because of all the situation, everything that I was in, and he's moved away from that situation. He's already been there, done that. So he's moved away. He lives in Northampton now. He's my mum's dad. Northampton.
Yeah.
He's got a big house, got nice cars, got all that. So he knows what he's talking about. So basically at young, he said to me, we got a bet. We had a bet. He said, at first it seems a bit weird, isn't it? But I felt like I felt like it played a part. So at first, he said when I was younger, you know, I was probably like 11. He said, by the time you're 18, you're gonna have all these tattoos. You're gonna be part of a gang. You're gonna probably be in prison or whatever. Don't probably get to prison and that. And he said, if you don't, I'll give you £1,000. So once he said that, I've had that in my mind. I want the money. £1,000 a lot of money.
Yo, invoicing soon about 18. I've got a tattoo the day after my 18.
Carry on. I ain't got no tattoos.
Not visible ones.
So, and you know, part of the deal was as well, don't like no drugs and that. So I've never smoked. I've never even attempted it. I've not done no drugs. I probably took like 2 paracetamols in my life. So at that point, I've just had that in my mind as well, and I've had the support from my dad speaking to me, and I've seen where he is, and I can hear it. He doesn't know that I can hear it in his voice, but I know that he doesn't want to be there. I know that he wants to be with us. Why am I going to do anything that puts me in that position to not be able to like potentially people I love?
That's important. That, you know what, the way you brought that down, it touched me still. I'm not even gonna lie. It's different. It's different because, you know, you've got an approach in life that many people don't have. Do you understand? People kind of tend to like to follow in the footsteps of somebody, and in this day and age, it's very easy to get corrupted and find yourself in a path where you can't really go back. It's too late. You're already in jail. You're doing the bed for whatever crazy crime you've done. Do you get me? And, you know, hearing how big your dad's status was, and many people would know that anyway. it was easy. It could have been easy for you to follow that.
Yeah.
Easy. Do you understand?
You know what I was thinking as well. Like, do you know what I think? He's learned a lot, obviously from yourself. But you know, I think one of the most important parts about all of it is the fact that Jibo accepted that his time in jail isn't good.
Yeah.
Because you got some man who go to jail and glorify it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask him like, have I ever glorified any of the stuff have I done? Like through you growing up, did I ever endorse my own behaviour? Did I ever like?
I didn't even know.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, what you gotta think? Like, I cannot straight away. I've got someone that comes to mind in it. I can't air names, but there's a man who's got a big reputation in Wolverhampton as well, who's serving time, and I see his youth, and his youth is going in the same path of his dad, because I feel that it's been glorified. It's like he's got nothing else to offer but road, so. It's like he's not accepting his failures. You said that you accepted your failures. You accepted it. You sat there and said, "Yo, wow, like all the things I was trying to do to justify it, I can no longer justify it." So as soon as you accepted it, that gets passed on to your youth. But if you think that everything you've done was correct and you ain't done nothing wrong, then your message towards your son will be completely different.
That's a big problem out here, though. Pete, what it is, I see it a lot. I look at it like this. When I was a child, I grew up in an era where kids were seen but not heard. So you couldn't have anything to say or whatever. You used to just be there. So then we kind of grew up and we allowed our kids to be heard more, right? But then what happened is, because we as a generation, I'm talking about my age group, kind of close to me, grew up not being heard, this social media was clapped into a place where people can be heard. Do you understand what I'm saying? What, no, I was in prison once, all took off, but this is how I'm looking at it when I come out. Everyone can be heard. Anyone, even the most lowest person. You got people with 5,000 friends but no friends. But in their mind, they're being heard. It's better than not being heard yet. But then what I've seen is things like, so kids Derrel's age, a little bit younger, they're all social media savvy now. And on the social media, what you've got is their parents, mums and dads, not saying everyone, but I'm saying, seeing them on best life, dad, best life. Some dads with all the girls' kids, you know what I'm saying? No foods in the cupboards. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? We've all been there, we know this, but on the weekend, see a picture with mum out with everybody, nice looking, just looking like she's having the best time in the world. It's not mum's fault. Mum needs a break, mum's stressed, life's killing her down, do you understand what I'm saying? But this is having a crazy impact on kids. So where before it was like you were seen and not heard, it's now you're heard, but you're not seen. So people are hearing this stuff, but that's not who you are. So what's happening is the child is misinterpreting everything. He's growing up like me, but I don't know what's going on. I'm building a world and understanding my own, and not only that, I thought it was me wanting it. I'm the only one going through these things. I'm the only one going home and this is what's going on. Nah. As I grew older, I've seen it, and in prison, I've seen it even more. Enough of us. We don't talk, and this is where our biggest problem is, because we won't openly talk about our traumatic experiences as kids, right? What's happening is other kids are going through it. Parents are putting their kids through it. They're too ashamed to accept that they're doing that, so they're stuck. Not because they don't love the kids, not because they won't want to make a change. Who helps them? Because clearly we're at the stages where we couldn't help ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you know what I think that is as well? I learned something in it, like from somebody the other day. They say that basically, especially black people, we don't grow up with a lot of love. And what I mean by that, like, there's love. There's two different types of love. You got love and you got tough love. And I grew up on tough love, where it's like, what are you crying for? You're crying. You're a man. What are you doing? What do you, and that was the reaction from my mum and dad. So it's like I grew up that way. So now automatically I've got my son. It comes to a point where I wouldn't love up my son because you're a boy. I'm a man. You're not loving up. We firms. You get me? And I feel that what I've done is what I've learned from this talk to these people is that me not expressing my true self, like everything's all tight in front. So now I'm forcing. If I'm forcing myself to like feel that everything's okay, don't want to share anything, everything's embedded in me because I'm meant to be tough, I'm not allowed to show emotion. So now I've had to go, after that conversation, I've had to go back to my youth, and now I don't even think my youth clocks it. But there's no firms until you're
more hugging up and singing. It's more, it's crazy. It's crazy that he's saying that.
It's like, it's 100%. If I wasn't to do that, he's going to grow up with the exact same
you've got to change it.
And we've got emotion, and we've got to talk, we've got to speak about emotion because we're human. And I'm telling you, it's a black race thing. We all grew up tough. It's toughness. It's like, yo, you're not allowed to be weak. You've got to be strong. But no, in understanding is that you've got to just let out your emotion. You've got to be able to release. If you don't want to confine to everybody, confine to somebody. Find trust in one person and just be yourself.
Obviously, going back to Derrel, because obviously I had a few questions. You know, in regards to your dad's rep, have you ever felt like, have you ever felt under pressure to live up to your dad's rep on road, like at any point? Because you know, obviously, I grew up through the Jibo era, through a lot of the things he spoke about, and there was a big rep out there that he had. Do you get me? Obviously, that tends to fall down onto somebody. Do you get me? With me, it was like I had brothers that are older than me, and obviously, it was expected that falls down onto me, and so it's like I had to then carry that torch kind of thing. But I was a bit stubborn. That's a different conversation anyway. But yeah, so is there anything that you like in your dad's situation that you felt like, rah, I feel under pressure to like be like my dad in regards to the road and all that?
In regards to the road, I didn't have any pressure to live up to. I didn't feel like I had to be the second Jibo. I didn't feel like I know.
Trust me, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, I just knew I didn't have to be the second Jibo. I knew I wanted to be myself, and that was it. Like, you don't need to. I basically, so from when we was all growing up, you know, teenager age, and all that. Yeah, I was one of the people who was always said that I'm gonna turn out to be road and whatnot. I just wanted to prove everyone wrong, and I got my dad as well. He's telling me, like, he knows I'm not gonna, he just knows, innit? And then I've got all my friends separating now. This is everyone going into their separate little everyone's going into their little gangs and that. And then I already saw this, like, at first, we was all gonna do a music type of thing. At first, we was young in it, so we was just talking about girls, like rapping about girls. And then after that, everyone made their own groups and then started cussing down other people. And then from that point onwards, I saw what was gonna happen. I knew what was going to happen because you just put one and one together, you know what's going to happen. So everyone had their separate groups and that, and then slowly everyone's starting to dislike each other, and then this is where the postcode the postcode stuff's coming in now, but people, whenever you mention postcode war to people now, they get very hurt. They say it's not postcode because it started off as postcode. This is what I think anyway. I'm not saying I'm right, but I think it started off as postcode, like for my people anyway. And then obviously certain things happened to where now you can't be friends. Like it's not just postcode anymore. Personal now. So I saw all that happening, and then I've just changed my social group.
Sick.
Just changed my social group, and I've got new friends now who are all on the same type of wave as me. And then
how old are you?
19.
Yeah, man.
It's good to hear. It's refreshing to hear because, you know, again, for anyone that gets sight of this or, you know, or anything like that, you know, they're going to hear you speaking and they may be on that brink there where they don't know what to do, where, you know, their brethrens or whatever in gangs, or they say, yo, come roll with some papes, let's go OT or whatever. And they're like, so, you know, they could see this and think, you know what, because this is how I've been feeling. And he's telling me, he's showing me that it's possible. You're showing people like, rah, it's possible. And even having a father as infamous as Jibo is, it's still possible because that's against all odds, if I'm totally honest. So, you know, you've been brought up here single-handedly by your mother for a majority of years. Your dad's been in prison for a majority of years. And, you know, everything around you could be visualized as negative. It could be, or you could have consumed it all as negative. I'm a single, I'm mad with the world. You didn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? You didn't. And the key points here, I think, are one, your family ties in regards to the support from your granddad, your mom, that whole bond there, but also how your dad was able to constantly be onto you and be involved in your life, even though he wasn't there physically. Because I think what people tend to do is go to prison and they get tunnel vision because they're in prison. The phone calls and the visits, but they think it's that. Nah, you need to still push your children. Still speak to your children if you're sitting right there in front of them and you're seeing them go through.
I think another key point is one was stuck with me. And I don't know if it's just because he just said it. He changed his social groups.
Yeah.
So like that at 19 is very, 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 very hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, because you feel that your social circle is the only people that actually care and love you. Do you know what I mean? Apart from obviously your direct family. So to get up and move away from that takes maturity, and that's a very young age to find that. Do you know what I mean? Like, So that's big ratings.
Big ratings,
That's
man.
big ratings.
You know what? You get me? Nah, man, it's big. And you know the joke is quickly because we've got to wrap up in like 5 minutes. Quickly, what I want to say is, you at the beginning, you was on about how you was very much an individual that was not with. You didn't used to kind of roll with what everyone else would think. It's how you was like a vigilante in a sense of how you reacted, and you can kind of flip that and say that's what Derrel's done. In a sense of he hasn't done what everybody else has done. So it's kind of like what your core values
But
installed.
I've done that to him. Like if you ask him now, how early have I told you about gangs? I told him about joint enterprise. Look, he'll tell you. I told him that. Look, when you grow up, what I used to do to him as a kid was I'd pick out some of his cousins, his friends, my other friends' kids, and say, look, them are gonna be bad. I tell him, and I go through their life. I make comparisons between them and you, and I say, look, these things are gonna happen. So some of your cousins, your friends, your social group are gonna do stuff. I said, but you have to ask yourself a question: do you want to do it with them? I never said don't. I've never told you don't do anything. I leave him to make his own choices, but I tell him what they are. Tell him what the outcomes are of these things. Don't lie about nothing. You think he's found things, he's seen things, still didn't attract him because I told him what the consequence of that is. There is no good outcome. You understand? There ain't no old bad man. There ain't no old road man. If they are, you laugh at them. Simple as that, blood. Because you're thinking, what the hell's this guy on? He's old. Like what's happening? So it's proven that you're only gonna give away your life to road for a specific amount of time. I'm not saying it's a right or wrong thing, but I'm saying is you have to ask yourself is how much you're gonna lose and give. For what are you gonna get? So when I'm saying all these people, I'm gonna break all these people, I'm gonna do all this. Ask yourself a question. Just look at people 5 years older than you who have done what you're gonna do or what you're doing. Look how many of them have got money. Just because they got a car and got this and that, that's not money. Go and ask them to lend you $5 grand, and say I'll give it back to you when I can. They'll look at you like, You know what I'm saying, fam? They might say, yo, let me get a 9 bar. They're gonna get that for you. Because it's not because they've got the money for that, it's because they have a link for that. And now they want to make money off you. They're not your brethren like that. It's funny, you get me? I'm not saying man are out to get you or not, but they're not your brethren because they're so dysfunctional that they don't understand what they're doing. I was the same, fam. I've done things, I've give people stuff and that thinking I'm helping them. No, really, I'm helping myself, but I've justified I'm helping them, but how can I be helping them? I've got cousins and people, I used to defend them blindly, I, in my mind, because I'm protecting my people. I damaged them by doing that, you know why? Because they went out and done stuff. Because they know I'm going to come and flipping defend them blindly. That damages them because even though what happened is when I've disappeared, they can't do what they've done, but they're left with the memory of what they've done. So now their whole development's fucked up now. I have the whole responsibility for these things. I have to look at my city and say, you know what? When I was young and what I did and what I was about, I have the whole responsibility because people wanted to follow me. Then people are following them ones, and it's a chain. So the only people who can break that chain is me and my group and my area, the ones that were held there. Because ultimately, they're the only ones who can break the chain because you started it. So you have to tell the truth about the consequences and the reality of it. You get me? There ain't no long-term benefits. There's short-term benefits, 100%. But at the long term, it always outweighs the loss. Like, I'm never going to get back the time with my youth. I'm just lucky that they're good. All of them. There's a lot to blame, but still look, coming to this thing, you get me, and their own, the like temperaments, you know what I'm trying to say now. Like, you just can't get back what you lose, you know what I'm trying to say, And what we do in a lot of life, we constantly want something, and we don't look at what we actually have. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? As opposed to what we're trying to get. Because really, you don't know value of something. Why do you want £1,000 pair of shoes, when you're only going to walk in them? Now, you're buying a pair of shoes and some of them look shit. You know they look shit, but you're buying it. You want other people to say that you look good in them. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's mad out here. People are trying to catch girl by wearing clothes. That don't catch girl. And the girl you're going to catch just because she wants your clothes. You're going to see someone with better clothes anyway. So fuck you. You know what I'm saying? To impress your friends, for what purpose? All of us have been through struggles, Some of us have friends that are there, but if you look at how they was there, just assess it really. Just see if it was selfless
or if it was partly beneficial for them to help you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying look at what you value. Yeah. Some people value people that don't really give a fuck about them, and the people who do, they can't listen to them.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Facts.
what I'm trying to say,
Big
man?
facts.
It's mad, you understand?
Yeah, they can't listen to them because they don't want to hear what's the real talk.
Because they're struggling to accept responsibility.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But you see, once you accept it, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie. It
Yeah.
fucks you up for a second, but ever guess what? Just like everything you've been through, you get over it. But the best thing about getting over holding responsibility, you don't have to hold no more because now you're taking responsibility.
See,
See me?
and for me, for me, I feel like if these are the conversations that you've been having with your son over the years, regardless of not being here or not, it's important. And it's just the same way. It's not exactly the same. It's just the same way people say, yo, you can get a lot from reading a book, and you can read it a couple of times and still take gems from it. So like, my point of that is, it doesn't have to be somebody.
You know what? As well,
a
the same thing
form.
about the book thing. You have to also be careful with books, because I've read a whole heap of books, and I've read one book called 48 Laws of Power. That's one of my first books, and I read it when I was on the road, and I've read it when I've been in business, and I've interpreted the same book completely different. Do you know what I mean?
I could imagine.
So having a conversation with somebody is completely different, because they'll break it down for you in a way that it suits your if your mindset isn't correct and you read something, you read it the way you want to read it.
You play tricks on you. But obviously we've got to wrap it up now. Before we wrap it up, because there's no way I'm going to leave it here without, Debo explaining what he's doing now with his life, and also Derrel talking about what he's doing in his life. Obviously we've got to leave it on a positive in it, and it's been positive anyway, but I just want people to know the outcome, especially with Gary, because obviously they're going to be thinking, yo, so what's Debo doing now then? You get me? So yeah, man, just let them know quickly what you're doing now, and obviously that change and stuff like that, and then we'll just wrap up.
Alright, at the moment I'm a chef now, so for the last 3 years,
Actual food that is, by the way.
That's actually real food that we eat. Yeah, it's not no picking up
And I taught myself how to basically. I taught myself how to cook, and I opened the shop. I just basically went for it. That's what I mean about just changing your prospect. I looked at where my life was before, didn't get me anywhere. That's the facts. So I thought, I can't lose anything by trying this without knowing anything. So I got a shop, and I had it for 2 years. Throughout that time, you learn. So
of course,
I sold the shop because the location wasn't the best and made some mistakes. So you do make mistakes. Yeah, but mistakes are only failures if you don't continue. Otherwise, they're just lessons. You get me? There ain't nobody that gets anywhere first time. Unless you're really lucky, it can happen. But as a majority and as a rule, you have to learn by trying. You understand what I'm trying to say? So my life, how I've looked at it is, since I became a chef, and I do my food thing, everything changed. When people see you, they speak to you different. They come into the shop, they say, hello sir, boss, can I get this, got that. Doesn't matter what you did before, doesn't matter all this different stuff. Yeah, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Now I've moved on to doing vegan options, because I want to be the first person who has a Caribbean, I've got a Caribbean mock menu of vegan food, so mock vegan chicken, curry chicken, stewed chicken, jerk chicken, all of it but mock in terms of for vegetarians, because I want to be a person who could create something and be the first in it, so I can give it other people to benefit from it too, because I built all my own flavours. So the thing is, I'm just constantly trying to get it so that once it's successful enough where people like my food, my ratings are good, I just need other people involved, because then you can create a chain like what they have got out there, and I can give it to anyone who wants it. You don't have to buy into it. You just get a location, I will give you my flavours, I will give you my sauce, I will tell you how to do it, and then I just get a small percentage, so I get 20%, but I can't get £20 unless you've got £80. Everything I've learned, I'll tell you everything, every single thing I've learned, and what I know, every mistake I made, I'm gonna tell you first, so you don't need to make them. This is my strategy, because I have a big goal and a dream to build a social enterprise for the city. That's something that will make enough money that when we build a board, we can make a difference ourselves, and then it will all change. And as time goes by, I'll give you more about what my big aim is, but everything I do now is towards that big aim. So I just want people to understand that everything I've done is a process, this bigger goal, and when I come with it, I hope I can get support with it.
That's it. Yeah, of course. We'll try and obviously when we put this out, we'll try and put some information at the end anyway, like your social handles and all that, to kind of catch you on and that.
Alright, so
You ain't cooking there.
Nah.
No cooking at all. No cooking.
You can't cook.
Yeah. Just say yeah, Nick. Just say yeah. Because you can't probably
I
handle
can cook at 19, though.
You get me?
I can cook salmon.
That's enough. We just got shit.
Basically, so I work in care. I work in care. I help people who have got learning difficulties, who've got like all those type of stuff there. I help them. I like helping people, so I just thought, you know what, I may as well just dive into a job that helps people.
Sick.
And I'm also a uni student, so I'm doing accounting and finance.
Jeez.
The two don't match yet, but
Don't need to.
they don't need to.
Don't need to, bro.
I'm branded.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm
accounting, finance. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You say it don't link, but you never know. If
You never know.
Accounting, finance. That's the most important part because you want to see where the money's coming from and how to.
And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with having a number of tools in your toolbox. Regardless,
exactly.
you get
The more
me?
tools, the better.
The more tools, the better, you get me, because it means you can have a range of things going on at once
So
simultaneously.
you're student and you're working in the care industry.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
And what would you both say is a final quick spiel between the both of you? Like just advice going for someone your age.
That's what you need to do. You advised someone your age group, and you advise people, someone in your age group, whether it's male or female, on both sides. Quickly, then we wrap up.
Yeah.
Who was going first?
You go first.
I would say, on a level, ask yourself a question. Do you think you could have done better? And can you do better? And then look at yourself and ask yourself, can you look at your kid and think you've got no part to play in their dysfunction? And if you have, apologise to them. Yeah. Hold responsibility for what you believe you could have done or didn't do or did do. Yeah. And build a new bridge forward. Make your child know that what you have done wasn't purposeful. It wasn't out of malice, hate or nothing like that. He was just lost. And now you don't want them to be lost. Otherwise, what you're going to do is lead them to grow up and do what you do until they can do what I'm asking you to do. That's what I would say.
Alright,
Right, so you've got examples here. Two people, well, I don't know about everyone here, but okay, so my dad here, he used to be road, he's not road anymore. Being road, I think, is a means to an end. So like, you're gonna have all the short-term stuff, but in the long run, what is it? But most people my age, they always want to do this to impress people, and most girls my age. I'm not speaking on every girl before everyone gets onto me. I'm speaking some girls, they like that. I've literally got so much girls who like just someone being road. You know what I mean? And some people will go and be road just to impress girls and do this and do that. Like, it's not the way. It's not the way.
Girl clown! Carry on, sorry. Listen, you know the conversation in the first episode. Sorry, D. Carry on. I was a girl clown at one point, so you know I've openly said that anyway. Go on.
Just focus on yourself. Just know what you want to do. Don't do something because someone else is doing it.
All right.
Be your own person.
Big.
Yeah, man, respect.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah, so sorry it's took so long to come with episode 2. It's been a long time. There's been issues that we've addressed slowly. Hopefully it sounds better. We put a bit of sound, some phones on the wall, etc. And we've got some other things going on in the pipeline. But yeah, you should get this hopefully. Well, when you get this,
in the new year.
Every couple of weeks, you should see something. Because we're building a nice little structure still. But yeah, keep tuned. Respect. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah, man, respect for the guests for today. Obviously, I think we should just give them a quick. So I think it was really powerful, and again, always forward, never backwards. We've got a lot happening in 2020, and people just need to bear with us because it's myself, Ricky, and John Paul are trying to pull it all together, and it's not easy. And you know, we're doing it with no funds. You know, we're not getting back with nobody really. So yeah, obviously, like Ricky said, we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot coming in 2020. The episodes will be released every fortnight in 2020. Once the first one's released, we have a number of topics to talk about, a number of guests that are going to be coming on. So yeah, man.
Yeah, also, if you have any ideas of what you think would be a good topic, or if you know anybody who you feel would be good for the episode, then and what the audience want to see, because obviously it's not just about for the youth watching this, it's for both generations. So what do the both generations want to see? And if we can make it happen, we'll make it happen.
And lastly, like it says, it's run by the community, it's for the community. You know, we solely focus on what's going on in Wolverhampton and the issues that are in Wolverhampton. I think it's important for that to happen because there isn't really a platform or anyone speaking about the issues, and when you do see them, it's in the newspaper as a headline or on the news. At that point, it's too late. So let's try and tackle it from here, grassroots level, and see what we can do. And that's exactly the aims of A4NB. So yeah, man, stay tuned. What is it like? Share,
like,
yeah. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna get into that flow soon. You get me? But yeah, man. Respect, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, we out.